Hi, Angela.
Yes, teacher. Good
Hi, good
morning.
morning. How are you?
Fine, and you, teacher?
Fine, fine. Thank you. And Annie, right?
Yeah, teacher. Hi.
Right. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Fine, fine. Fine, fine. Thank you as well.
That's great.
All right. So I also have Javier. So I guess we can start, and whoever connects later can join us. All right. So what we are going to do today, we are going to, continue now with the activities from the book, or well, from the unit. Uh, and we're gonna work with that. Today we're gonna have a class from 10 in the morning to 11:30 if possible. And basically what we are going to do is now we are officially going to start unit 1, and we're going to be identifying and practicing vocabulary from unit 1. We're going to talk a little bit about stress, and now I'm going to tell you about the homework that you're gonna have for next class. Okay, and we're gonna continue with this same image that we were working on last class. However, I'm going to focus on this particular quote. Okay, in here, this woman, her name is Kelly McGonigal. She was given, or she gave, a TED Talk conference, and in one of her conferences, she mentioned, "I have changed my mind about stress, and today I want to change yours." So I'm going to refer to question number 1 first. What do you think she refers about when she says, "I have changed my mind"? What is "I have changed my mind"?
Her opinion.
Okay. Yes. So basically, if we can kind of like make it simple, "I have changed my mind" is change the opinion that I have about something. Okay. So she's going to be talking about that in the TED Talk video that we are going to see later in the unit. Now we're gonna do this. Okay, we're going to watch a small part of her video. Okay, and I'm gonna show you right now, just to make sure. Okay, book. All right, can you see the software of the book?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
All right, very good. So in this case, we are going to basically watch a very short part of her video, and during the video, she's going to mention this particular phrase. We're gonna have a discussion about it when the video finishes. Okay.
Okay.
Again, so it's less than a minute, so it's really short. It's really simple. Let's just pay attention to what the video says. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For years, I've been telling people stress makes you sick. It increases the risk of everything from the common cold to cardiovascular disease. Basically, I've turned stress into the enemy. But I've changed my mind about stress. And today, I want to change yours. Let me start with the study that made me rethink my whole approach to stress. This study tracked 30,000 adults in the United States for 8 years, and they started by asking people, how much stress have you experienced in the last year? They also asked, do you believe that stress is harmful for your health?
Okay. So basically, as I said, the video is really short. However, I want to focus on this. in this small part of the video, did Kelly McGonigal say or mention how what do you think she's going to say later in the complete video about changing our mind or changing our opinion about stress? What can you think of? What do you think she can tell us to change our opinion about stress?
May- Maybe she's going to talk about that stress is part of our daily life
Okay.
Yes.
and that we have to know how to live with it
Okay.
without seeing it like a problem.
All right. Very good.
I am
Now,
agree with Sandra.
okay. Yes. So maybe she's gonna be pretty much exploring this part. Do you think she's going to give us, because we're going to watch the video? Do you think she's going to give us like suggestions or tips for us to change maybe the negative aspect that we were talking about last class about stress?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I think she's going to talk about her experience and
Okay.
maybe it would be like tips for
Okay.
our experience.
All right. Yeah. Very good. Now, if because I mean, I think that everybody has experienced stress in a way, and if I refer to the quarantine right now, I mean, we are all experiencing stress. Um, what are some tips? I want everyone to give me at least one tip or suggestion about changing your opinion about stress. Like, what would you tell a person to change?
Mm, I don't know. I guess to start to meditate about the
Okay.
things that you do and what you can do better.
All right. So meditation. That's good. What else? Who wants to say something else?
Mm,
Maybe do something or looking for something to do that makes you feel relaxed or calm.
All right. Anyone else who has a suggestion for someone who is stressed?
maybe to try to have a free time doing like exercise or things like that can help you to be more relaxed.
All right. Okay. So all of the like these are the things that we like personally normally do. But maybe that these things they can help other people who normally do not know how to relax. All right.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna be talk. Now we're gonna focus the conversation, but we're gonna be talking about or using more specific vocabulary. You mentioned you don't have the book, right?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Yes, I
Not,
have.
you have it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna start with the vocabulary part, which is actually called dealing with stress. What is or what do you understand by dealing with stress?
Is how to live with the stress.
How to live with the stress, pretty much. Do you think that you are dealing with stress in a good way or in a bad way?
I think that
Maybe.
sometimes in a bad way and sometimes in a good way.
Yeah, maybe both.
Yeah, we need to affront it every day.
Yes, definitely. All right. Now, well, you pretty much told me a couple of minutes ago, and that's what we discussed last class. Let's see. All right. So the people who do not have the book, you can use this fragment or this paragraph from the PowerPoint, and please take a moment to read the paragraph in silence. Okay. When you finish, please let me know.
Right.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
All right. So this is what you're going to do. I am actually going to send this to the I mean the paragraph, because not everybody has a book. I'm going to send this to the WhatsApp group so you can have the picture of the paragraph. And what I'm going to ask you, similar to what I put in the presentation, I'm gonna give you 4 minutes for you to have a conversation with the people from the with the group that you are going to be in, and just discuss about the paragraph. Okay, give your opinion about it. Share whatever information you want to share about it, and in 4 minutes we will come back. Okay.
Yes,
All right. So how many minutes do you have to discuss?
4 minutes
4 minutes
And what are you going to talk about?
about the paragraph.
about the paragraph.
All right. Did you receive the paragraph to the WhatsApp group?
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Very good. So let me send you to the WhatsApp group, to the breakout room, sorry, and I'll be observing.
Thank you.
How is weather there?
It was pretty hot. I want to ask you something. Where are you? Are you here in Monterrey?
No, right now I'm in Morelia.
Oh my
in
God.
Texas.
So you feel the shiver?
Can you repeat the question, please?
So do you feel the shiver, el temblor?
Yes,
Oh my
yesterday
God. Oh my God.
was not a cool experience, but it was not the worst, I think. I think
Yeah.
that many people experience that situation more drastic.
Yeah. But you're okay.
Yes, we are okay. Thanks.
Okay, that's good. Well, the
doing in online, I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
It
in my
really was
opinion,
complicated.
uh, the exercise and listening music is are the best option, but in this para say that talking with people to people and friends, family, I think it isn't uh, a good option because
Yeah,
this person can have another opinion about your your thinking.
for solutions.
Yes, and then this person only have to, oh, how do you say,
Like,
escuchar?
Yes, to hear.
listen, see,
To
Yes,
listen, not to hear.
only this person have to listen
and they can help you.
Yes.
So instead of help you, only increment the stress that you already have.
Yes, because no sé, I don't know. They have another thoughts. Let me see.
Yes. I guess the more beneficial activities are the physical exercise,
Mhm.
listening to music, and meditation. Give you a time of silence and thinking about the things that you did and what you can do, and make, who can I say, uh, make goals in order
Mhm.
to be active instead of thinking on things that you don't have control.
Okay.
And I just listen music to calm myself. Or sometimes I go or I do exercise. And what about you? What do you do to relax?
Well, in my case, right now, one of the best uh, actions that I can take is to do exercise. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when it wasn't on the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to go to walk in the street
Yeah.
because that distract me, and that
Yes.
was a good option to me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I have problems with anxiety, so
Yeah.
that's not nice.
Yeah. It is. I I had it too. Mm. When I was a little younger, I
Mhm.
have daily with anxiety. So every afternoon I go to walk for an hour or two and not thinking, just walk and watch the sky. And then when I return home, I feel it more relaxed.
Yeah, it's a not nice experience. I think it's
Yeah,
so sad because nobody understands how do you feel in that moment. But
yeah, it's stressful,
yeah,
but at the end of the day, it's better that you um, resolve that problem by yourself.
All right. So let's just wait for Annie and for Sandra to come back. And let me just share the screen. Okay, they're back.
Anywhere,
What?
how many we are?
Right now we are. I mean, you as students, you're
Oh, fine.
five. Uh, I don't know if like that's what I'm going to check later today. Who else is going to continue? I mean, who's gonna continue? Because I don't know if they why they haven't um,
Um,
connected, yeah, to the session, which is weird because they are in the WhatsApp group. So
yes.
um, all right. So we are going to continue. We're gonna stay in this particular part for a couple of more minutes. So what I want you to tell me, because you have a conversation with the people from your group or your partner, what do you guys think about the paragraph? What is it talking about?
Solutions
Okay.
for reduce the stress
All
in
right.
the students or yes, in specific students.
Okay. Now, are you guys only working, or do you also study in the university, or I don't know?
I am studying in university.
All right. What about the rest?
Me
I
too.
do both.
Me too.
You too. All right. So in this case, do you think the tips that are or the suggestions that this paragraph is mentioning, do you think that it can work for you as a student?
Yes,
yes,
for me,
Yes.
for me.
All right. Why? Why do you think it would work for you?
Um, I One of the most things that I love is music.
Okay.
I find it relaxing, happy, sometimes sad, but it helps me a lot because it makes me think about the things that make me feel stressed.
All right.
So music can be my way to feel relaxed.
All right. Very good. What about the rest of you? What do you think?
Well, in my case, the physical exercise helped me a lot
All right.
because it makes me feel active and, well, in a better condition, physical condition.
Yeah. So in this case, having a better physical condition can actually also help you mentally. It can give you a different perspective because it can also be part of like mental health.
Yes.
All right, very good. So in this case, in this particular paragraph, we have these words in bold or words that are in black, and we're actually going to talk a little bit about those because this is the vocabulary, the principal vocabulary that we're going to be using in this particular unit. So we have experience stress, feeling stress, reducing stress, and relieve stress and handle stress. Okay, so we have these five different expressions, and as you see, they are talking about stress. So what I'm going to ask you to do for now, I don't want you to use Google or to how can to use Google Translator or something. But what I'm gonna separate you one more time to the breakout rooms.
Yes.
What I'm going to ask you to do is based on the paragraph. I want you to give a definition to these expressions. Okay. So again,
Okay.
you're not gonna do it individually. You're gonna do it in pairs or in a group of three, depending. Okay.
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 All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you, in this case, for this particular activity, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Okay, for you to give a definition. Work as a group. Be collaborative. Don't make it just like one person activity. Okay. Let me just share this particular picture to the WhatsApp group. And just remember one important thing, and that is something that I always say to my students. Whenever you are in the breakout room, try to speak English as much as possible, because then like they go to the breakout rooms and they think that I don't listen them speaking Spanish. So all right, let's see. Did you receive the picture to the WhatsApp group?
Yes.
Let me
Yes.
check.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So how many minutes do you have for this activity?
5.
5. All right. And what do you have to do?
Write a definition.
Definition.
All right. Very good. So let me separate you and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
Mm. Yes.
Relieve and handle.
Yeah. Let me see. Mhm. Okay. Whoa. We need to do. Okay. Where the first word says experience, the stress.
Mm, experience is, oh my God.
Well, maybe a definition experience with is maybe that you are living or you are dealing with it.
Yeah, when you are dealing with the sensations that uh, provoke in you
Yeah.
bad sensations or bad feelings that you don't have
Mm-hmm.
the control of that.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
and we are gonna
Good.
write it.
I'm not sure, but I think that yes. Let me
Yeah, so I
let me
can.
open the word.
Yeah, me too. Well, it says in the definition of the Cambridge Dictionary that experience stress or experience is the process of getting knowledge or skill from
The person think that uh, that he have he have I don't know,
If
but because I think he have an stress, but it's the same.
yes, it's in the field.
Well, says is the reaction of a person who had symptoms of stress.
Yes,
I think sí.
that's good.
Okay. Mm, the next, the next is reducing stress. Reducing
Reducing stress.
stress.
Decrease the feeling of stress.
Or mm, in reducing stress, I don't know. I think what people do for reduce what people do or the things that people do for no,
Reducing.
no.
I don't know, but I think can be when you have a high level and decrease it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm, okay, I can put it as a way to define or describe to a way to describe actions in order to decrease the stress. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I'm not
Can
sure.
just
What do you think?
what people
What do you think, guys?
so I
Well,
think that
you, Angela?
Like that, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Okay. Uh, reducing stress.
I think that there was another word, cope with.
Yeah, cope with. I know what is that. Let me see.
I think
Cope with.
is let me It's poder con.
Oh, I changed it.
When you have the control of the situation, the feelings like that.
When you have the control of the feeling that you are experimenting when you are stressed. Yes.
Okay. What about reducing?
Reducing. I think
Reducing is
Is
uh,
is high. I don't know, like explain.
Means
a decrease, yes.
all decrease.
Um, can we a lower level?
Okay, decrease to a lower level.
Okay.
Level of feeling stress.
Yes.
I know. I feel.
That was the hardest.
Mm,
So I guess we are done. We have now definitions
All right.
for
Did you
vocabulary.
finish all of them?
Yes.
All right. So let me just check with Angela. Sorry, with Sandra and Annie, and I'll see you in the main session. Okay.
Yes.
okay.
Hold on. Let me just go back to them.
it can be let me see the paragraph.
Can be like
Handle stress can help give students a sense of control of their lives. Having ways to handle stress. Well, the sentence is stated that when you can control the aspects of your lives. I think handle is when you have the control of your emotions, of the feelings that you have.
All right, girls, are you finished?
yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So we're gonna go back to the main session. Okay.
okay.
Yes. Okay, I think
All right. Very good. I think everybody is back in the session. So what I'm gonna be asking right now is to I want you to share what you have. So in this case, maybe we can divide it like in groups, like just compare. So for example, well, Annie, you are the one that Sandra left. I don't know where she is. All right. So Annie, do you have the definition?
Well, I don't have it, but I have the idea.
Okay. So maybe we can just okay, Sandra's back. So what we're gonna do
So,
is this. Let's
okay.
just check. So I'm gonna check with both of you groups. Experience stress. What did you find, or what did you put as a definition for experience stress?
When people deal or live with the stress.
All right. And what about you, Annie and Sandra? What did you put?
We write is when you live with some bad sensations that you can control and it makes you feel worried and frustrated.
Okay. All right. Pretty much. For feeling stress, what did you put?
When you feel worried and a little sad and angry at the same time.
Okay. Very good. And what about you guys, Roque, Javi, and Angela?
This is live with this. I don't know. I think it's feeling, but it's the same.
Okay.
Yes, but it's less defined
Yes.
I need to say.
As feeling or having the sensation.
We put it as a reaction of a person who has symptoms of stress.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, you have more or less idea. Reducing stress. What did you find, or well, not find, more like what did you put in the definition of reducing stress?
We write to find a way to feel less stressed.
Okay, less stressed. What about Roque and Javi and Angela?
What is yours, Javier?
Okay, it's a lower level above the stress.
Okay, so lower level of stress. Yes. So again, both of your definitions are complementing. For relieve stress, what did you put?
Release the stress accumulated.
All right. Yes. All right. And what about Sandra and Annie?
Well,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, it can be when you finally feel relaxed, when you find a way to, I don't know, control what you feel.
Okay. Yeah. And the last one, handle stress.
is have the control of the emotions and feelings that you experience.
Okay. The other team.
What things do you do for handle stress?
Okay. All right. Very good. So
Teacher, we
yes.
think that we didn't talk about cope with.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I just saw it.
Yeah.
So what did you put a or did you give a definition for cope with it?
Yeah.
What did you put?
To deal.
When you have the control of the feelings that you are experimenting when you are stressed.
Okay. Yeah. So when you have that control, pretty much, I think that summarizes correctly. Before we continue with the next part, I need you to tell me with this particular expressions, what questions do you have? Is there still something that you're not sure, or is everything correct? Okay.
Well, I think that some of them sounds like synonyms.
Yeah. In a way, they can be synonyms. They do have like their particular difference, and we're gonna check that in a moment. But in a way, I think that it is understandable. However, I want you to tell me if there are any, like, if there are still questions with it, or or is it okay to continue with the next activity?
I think it's okay.
Okay.
I guess yes. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. So, moving on from this, and again, we're gonna continue working with the expressions. Now we're going to be, and in here, I'm sorry, I forgot completely about cope with it. So maybe you can also add cope with it. What I'm going to ask you is we have these expressions or these phrases. They are used to mention like have stress. Sorry, I gave you the first answer. Manage stress and lower stress. For example, experience stress is like to have stress. So
Okay.
what I want you to do is just in a piece of paper or in your notebook, just separate in the right category the expressions.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Ready.
All right. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Well,
All right.
I'm not yet.
Don't worry. We're gonna wait 1 minute.
There are 5, right? Mhm. I'm ready.
All right. So in this case, I have stress. One is experience stress. What is the
Yeah.
other phrase that we can include in here?
Feeling
Feeling
stress.
stress.
Feeling stress. So these two, they mean, or their purpose is to express that a person is having stress. And then we have manage stress.
Cope with
Go
stress.
with it and
Handle
handle
stress.
stress.
Yes, these two cope with it and handle stress. They mean that the person or people they have to manage stress. So similar to what you said that like have the control. That's manage stress. To have control of and cope with it and handle is the same thing. And the last two, which is lower stress, which one would be?
Adjusting stress.
Reducing and relieving.
Reducing and
Relieve
relief.
stress.
Exactly. So what I'm going to ask you right now, and this is important because I want you to you are going to tell me one thing you use or you do or that happens to you when you experience or when you feel stress. One thing that you do to cope with stress or to handle stress, and one thing that you do to reduce or to relieve stress. You don't have to use like the two expressions, only one, but from each category. For example, in my case, when I experience stress, is because I have a lot of work, I have a lot of classes, and I have a little time. Like that's when I experience stress. When how do I cope with it, or how do I handle it? I handle stress by listening to music or by drawing. I like to draw, so that is how I handle stress. Like it makes me feel like better. And I also I actually watch, and I don't know if this is like normal or not, but for some reason I like to watch like criminal or like mystery YouTube videos, and it helps me reduce stress. I don't know why, but like those are the things that I do. What about you? What can you tell me?
Okay. Uh, it can be when I am experiencing stress, I feel a lot of muscle tension.
Okay.
And I handle stress by doing physical exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And another way to reduce my stress is playing video games.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What about the rest? Everybody has to give me one example.
Okay.
Well,
When I experience stress, it's because I have a lot of work or homework, or when I fight with my family, and I handle it by listening music. It makes me feel calm, and I relieve stress making exercise.
Okay. By making exercise. Very good. All right. Who else wants to share?
me, when
Mm-hmm.
um, I experience stress when I don't have time to do my things because I already had a plan to do each of the things and they had uh, a designated time. So I feel stressed about it. And then to handle the stress, I meditate or listen to music.
Okay.
And to reducing the stress, I do exercise or play video games.
All right. Okay. Very good. What about the rest? Who hasn't shared?
In my case, um, when I have experienced stress, when I have a lot of things for do in the school or in my house, and I don't have time or yes, to help specifically. And handle stress, um, I listen music or podcast, and I work out every day in the morning. Um, and for reducing stress, I sing songs in my home or in my room or go with my friends.
All
This
right.
is
Very good.
Uh,
And Javi, uh-huh.
yes. When I feeling stressed, I organize my things. I handle stress with listening music, and I reducing stress with work because I don't have stress with this or school. I think is my responsibility, and when I have stress is with other situation like I problems in my life.
Okay. All right. Very good. So yeah, I mean, if you don't like, in this case, uh, there are like a part of population who have stress in a like different. Everybody experiences the stress in a different way, and if you notice, we have different ways to reduce or to relieve stress and to work with it to have this control. All right, very good, very interesting the way you guys also work with stress. All right, so moving on from this, and we are still going to be talking about this. Let's see. I have these two questions. So number one, it says, and right now I'm going to focus maybe based on the paragraph that you read and that I sent to the WhatsApp group. It says, what are some other reasons students feel stress? And number two, what are some other ways students can cope with stress? What I'm going to ask you with these questions is not to speak, but to write. And I'm going to ask you to answer these two questions in the Zoom chat. And then after this, we are going to have a little discussion as a whole group, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So for now, answer the questions in the Zoom chat, and then we're gonna discuss based on what you put. Okay.
What?
Oh yeah, that is stressful. Like wanting to go out, but you have a lot of homework. All right. Mhm. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's interesting. The planner. Okay. Yeah, sometimes feeling alone can actually be more stressful than anything else. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Hmm. All right, interesting. The resources. That's true. Yeah. All right, drop the homework. All right, everybody sent their message, right? Okay, there's one new. Okay. All right. Is everybody finished?
I think that
I think yes. Well, let me check. Okay, there's one more.
yes, I
Otherwise,
think that
that's it,
we
right?
write, we all write. Yeah.
Yep. All right, very good. So in this case, I mean, we have discussed this a little bit during the class, and what you gave actually are very important points. So right now we're focusing our attention, let's say, to students. That's according to the book. Now, in this case, if we put it in the real life situation, like for example right now, maybe some students, I don't know if you because you're studying, did you already finish the semester in your university?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so how
No,
did what?
in my case, no, because I studied the MBA with
Oh,
semesters,
uh-huh. Yeah, no.
so we don't have vacations.
Yeah, I understand. I'm like that as well. All right,
Yeah.
so so in this case, well, but you can also actually talk a little bit about that. As before you finished actually, how did you feel, or how did you cope with the change from having to go to school, uh, and then suddenly, you know what, COVID-19 comes to decides to come to Monterrey, and then we stop that life, because we stopped that life. We are not going to school anymore right now. We are not really going out with friends. We are not really going to parties, etc., etc., etc. So how did you feel with this change of you also having to do online classes, not only English but your university? How do you experience that?
Um, I feel very strange because can I say, I don't know how to explain. Um, well, it's a good way. It's a good solution
Uh-huh.
to how can I say, to beat the obstacle of communication.
Okay. All right.
But I guess it's not it's not a I don't know how to say it. I mean, it's a good way, but it's not the solution, the big solution.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes. So in this case, for example, do you consider, I mean, this was it it was kind of like, I mean, we needed to do this, or like in the English classes, for example, or in your university, it was like either we do it or we just cannot continue, and they have to repeat the same thing uh, when this finishes. So yes, it's not the best way sometimes, but we make it work, and that
Yes.
is what is stressful sometimes.
Yes.
Hmm.
But it's because the current obstacles of the technology, I guess.
Yes, definitely. And it's going to make, I mean, this is going to make life changing decisions, because now we are doing it, but sometimes it's not the best, as you mentioned. Okay,
Hmm.
what about the rest?
Well, I think for me, it's been a different kind of learn how to do the things. but I think it's okay because we are reinventing the form to do things like take class online or to be in contact with our friends or family and to take more time to do things in our house. But it's not easy. I think that the first month was the most stressful because you don't know what is going to happen. You don't know if the situation is going to change or not. And I think that the first reason that makes you feel stressed is that is something that is new and you don't have what is going to happen with that.
Yes. So the uncertainty of not really knowing how you're going to make it work or if it's going to change something in your life later on.
Yes,
Definitely.
because you don't have any control of the situation. So
Hmm.
that's the things for me that makes me feel stressed when I can have the control of the situations.
Yeah. I think that's at the beginning, as you mentioned, that was one of the biggest, uh, maybe not negative, but difficult part
Yes,
of changing to this online or FaceTiming classes and even talking to friends because now it's not like I am going to go to Starbucks and let's chat a little. So now you actually have to like chat or use like Zoom or whatever to see them. So it's difficult.
yes,
Yes. Or
Right?
because the people don't have a lot of experience working in online, and sometimes was difficult for sometimes
Yes.
people.
Now, so in this case, for example, we were able to adapt to this change, for example. But and again, maybe the questions that I have in the presentation are about students. But how do you think? And I don't want to say old people because no, but how do you think that people who are not used to using technology felt with the change?
where I think that that kind of people is the most affected with this situation because they have to not just have the control to the stress, because more of that they have to learn how to adapt to the new technologies and the way that we have to apply to do many things. And that's a difficult part. I can see it here in my house with my mom, for example.
Mm-hmm.
She needs a lot of help to to have the adaptation with the apps and with the internet and things like that. But I think that right now is more easy to her. So I think it's an opportunity in the part that you learn many things, many new things, but it's difficult. It's a stress.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, for example, at the beginning on Monday, you told me that in your class there were about like 14 or 16 students. I mean, in the previous level. In this
Yes.
case, did you ever? Because I don't know how like the age was in your group, but did you ever see somebody struggling with technology as you were having the classes from the beginning when we changed to the online teaching?
Mm, well, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. What about the rest? Did you ever notice somebody saying like, I don't know what to do or how to do this?
Yes, I
Um,
know about three persons in the group.
I just know about one.
All right. So in this case, the change. Did you ever listen to them saying something about like how stressful the situation was, or no?
Well, they didn't say that it was frustrated. They just say that they can enter to the
Okay.
Zoom chat, and the technology is not for them, and they go.
Okay. So in this case, in a way, they, from what I heard or what I understood, is that they got this frustration, which in a way is like stress. So if they left, do you think that they were able to cope with the stress of the online sessions or no?
Well, not.
Mhm.
I don't think
Well,
so.
no.
Yeah. So no, it is difficult in that way. All right. So let's see what time is it. Okay, we still have 20 minutes, so we can do one more thing. Let's here. All right. I don't think we're gonna have time to watch this video. We're gonna watch it next class. However, I am going to give you the opportunity to discuss these questions again. We're gonna do it separately in the breakout rooms. So question number 1 says, if you're honest, what do you think it takes to handle a stress-free life? And the other 3 questions are, how do you have to live in order to have a stress-free life? Do you think you have to change routines or habits? How would you do it? This is your personal opinion, because then on Friday we're gonna watch a video about her talking about this information, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah.
just send the picture to the WhatsApp group. And hold on. So let me know when you receive the message in the WhatsApp group. Hold on. Did you get
We got
them?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, very good. So now I'm going to separate you, and I'm going to give you 5-6 minutes for you to discuss these questions, okay? All right?
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
All right, so let me just go ahead. Okay, we can start.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's start. If you are honest, what do you think it takes to handle a stress-free life?
Mm, I think it's important consider the things that you do for this situation because the if you have a stress-free life uh, in the how do you say mm, it can be a problem in the future for you, like it for itself. Yes. And
Okay. Okay. Well, I think that if you want to have or take the handle of a stress-free life, you have to change a lot of things. The way you feel, the way you think, the way that you attend the things that you have to do in your daily routine.
for change.
And you have to change the attitude and the how to control the you have to learn how to control the sensations that you feel.
So we are experimenting stress and we don't know how to manage is because we don't have a good routine or habits.
Yeah.
So we need to change it in
Mhm.
order to.
Yeah, I think the same. Well, I think it just organizing because you have time for everything. Only, only you, only you have to organize by you have to make all things.
Yeah. Sometimes we think that we don't have enough time to do everything. Um, but yeah, we have time for all the things that we have to do. Um, I think that's one of the most important things. Be organized. Um, yeah, I'm agree with you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the second says, how do you have to live in order to have a stress-free life?
Well, I guess we just already said.
Yeah. Well, to have an organized life. Okay, the third one says, do you think you have to change routines or habits? Well, we already said that.
How would you do it?
I think maybe don't change it, but I don't know, make it better.
Yes, optimize them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Optimize them. Okay.
And the
Okay.
last one says, how will you do it?
I didn't a lot. I didn't the enough things that I have to attend. So you are like being um, how to you are being, I think that a bad person with you because you are not recognizing the effort that you do, and that's part of the thing that you have to learn. But another I think is that you have to learn not to take all the things too personal, because when
Yes.
you
It's
take it personal, you are always stressed thinking that you have to do everything, and everything is
the effect.
yes. So I think that it's part of the things that you need to
Yes.
attend to live in order to have a stress-free life. Well, do you think you have to change your routines or habits?
Yes, definitely. Because if you or you don't always do the same and not focus on the same, because it's important change and your routines, your habits, the your you do in the free time, because they are only affect do the release this the always the same. And if
Okay.
you I don't know release different activities, you have a lot of things for do for
To
opinion.
attend. Well, in my case, I'm absolutely sure that you have to change routines or habits. First, I think that it's much better if
Mhm.
you don't accept to have routines.
Yes.
Yes, with habits, but no with routines, I think, because you can be, for example, like a work.
All right. So we're back to the main session, and right now we're basically just going to wrap it up. So I can let you go. It's almost time. It's almost 11:30. However, I do want to focus, and this is something that I want everybody to share. And we're just gonna focus in question number one. It says, if you are honest, and I'm going to change the question a little, what do you think it takes for you to handle a stress-free life? Okay, so it's for you. Who wants to share this? I mean, everybody's gonna do it, but who wants to be first?
Mm.
Can I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Um, for me, to handle the stress, I think it will take a lot of my activities that I do. Maybe I need to change it. Manage better my time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think change a little my my I don't know how to say it. Um, or clear my mind, and so maybe it can be a lot of sacrifice for me
Mm-hmm.
because my routine is pretty different that it will used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it would take a lot.
Okay.
It would have to be a big change
Mm-hmm.
in all my routines, in all my days. So it would take a lot of changes.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So in this case, yeah, I think that's one of the key things is change. All right. That's
Yes.
it's true.
Mhm.
Anybody else who wants to share or who wants to be next?
Me.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think that honestly, you have to know and understand that you have to be able to change the way that you think and the way that you feel, and that you have to modify your habits and your routines, because maybe you are just focused on things to do, but you are not attending the time that you need to, like, to be relaxed or to recognize the difficult part that you attend. And I think that you have to learn how to not take all the things too personal,
Okay.
because that can provoke to be more stressful, because you are always thinking just in responsibilities, but you are not thinking in a way to have a how do you say, like, recompensa.
Reward.
Yes, a reward of the things that you do.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yes, that's true. And that is as well important. In a way that it's gonna make our life better. So yes.
Yes.
Anyone else who wants to share?
Well, for me, I guess the first step is to accept that you have stress, you have the problem
Mhm.
in order to, because there are some people that don't recognize
Yes.
uh, that they have it, so they don't do something to solve it. So
Mhm.
after you accept it, is what I can do, what can I do to solve it, or
Mhm.
what is the, I accept that I have the problem, but where where is the problem in my life, in the routine, in the habits, and then when you identify what are they, so start to make it better.
Yes. So that's also important. Like if you keep pretending that you have no stress and that you are strong or whatever, it's not gonna it's not gonna make it easier or better. So that's true.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyone else or who wants to be next?
Me,
Mhm.
well, for me, only you have to be more organized, and with this, you can take to handle a stress-free life. Be organized, I think, is the most important in this topic.
Mhm. Yes, that's I mean, they like everything that you were saying is a compliment to have control or to because I don't think and as you mentioned before, we cannot really have a like no stress. But if we have all of these compliments in a person, it's gonna make it easier for them. Right? Anyone else or who's missing? Everybody already mentioned something, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So in this case, for now, that's it. Before we go, what questions do you have with what we have discussed or practiced today? Do you have questions or something with vocabulary that we practice?
No.
Um,
All right. So for now, that's it. The only thing that I'm going to actually, oh, sorry, I'm gonna. This is not the one that I want you. I want you to see. Hold on. Okay, this one. I'm gonna show you what I want you to do for homework, which is something simple, nothing really too elaborated. Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
All right.
yes.
Yes.
So basically, the only thing that I want is for you to send a WhatsApp audio sharing a moment where you have felt extremely stressed, like something that has made you feel really stressed, and what did you do? Okay,
Okay.
that's the
Okay.
only thing that I want you to do. I'm gonna send this to the WhatsApp group so you can see it, and I'll be just listening whatever you send. Okay.
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 All right. So for now, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you on Friday.
See you, miss.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye. See you.